his parents in Omaha for the week, also at Christmas. And when he came back, he proposed to Georgie. Now Georgie is thinking that Neal made a mistake. Neal is obviously not happy, but Georgie doesn't want Neal to leave. She needs him. When she goes to stay at her mum's during that week because it's closer to home and she doesn't want to go back to an empty home, she finds her yellow rotary phone from back in the day. She tries to call Neal on the phone because her cell phone has a broken battery, so it needs to be in the what do you call it? Charger. For it to work. So she uses the landline and calls Neal, and Neal's dad picked up. Neal's father died like a few years back. What's happening is she is calling the Neal from 1998 who is at home with his parents because of the fight he and Georgie had in 1998. So now she has to decide, am I going to try to fix things with Neal, or am I going to talk him out of proposing to me because he's not going to be happy? The thing is, if she does that, she'll not only lose Neal but also her two daughters, so she can't do that even though she knows what would be best for Neal. So I really loved this book. I had already read 2 books by Rainbow Rowell previous to this, which were Carry On and Fangirl. In that order, you should probably read Fangirl first and then Carry On, but I didn't. And she has 2 more books that I have, which is Attachments and Eleanor Park, so I'm gonna read those as well. But I really love this one. With the first part, on the back it already said that she is going to have a magic phone. But while I was reading this book, they first, the author, Rainbow Rowell, first establishes the setting, the characters, all of that, and the phone isn't yet in play. The establishing part was so interesting. I forgot that there was supposed to be a magic phone. It could have been left from the story and it would still be good, and that's really something that you look for where every part of the book is interesting. Usually, especially with things like horror, when I just want to get scared by a book, it's really annoying to me when the scary part only happens like 5 pages away from the ending and the rest was all just another type of story, basically establishing for half the book. I really appreciate that it's interesting from start to finish. Like there are a lot of flashbacks to Georgie has flashbacks to how she met Neal, their first Christmas together, all that stuff. Usually with interruptions to the main story. I only accept it if it is absolutely necessary and relevant to the plot. With this I didn't care. I wasn't asking myself, is this relevant to the plot? Is this necessary? I was just eating it up. Yes, give me more. I want to know everything about Neal and Georgie's past. So, I think Rainbow Rowell has an amazing writing style where she can make anything interesting. A thing that I was annoyed at though, Georgie has to call on the rotary phone, and it feels really frustrating. It feels like a weird dream because Neal's gone. She can only talk to Neal from 1998, the year that she lives in is 2013. And she can't talk to her husband, who is in Omaha right now, like in 2013. Whenever she calls Neal's cell phone, he doesn't pick up. Whenever she calls the landline of Neal's parents, Neal's mother picks up, or one of her children picks up. It's never Neal, and not Neal is never home when she calls to the house, which is really annoying because it never gets explained why Neal never picked up, why Neal was never at home when Georgie calls. So it feels like you're kind of living in this weird dream. It's kind of frustrating to read, and I was like, okay, I'll put up with this if I get a really good explanation as to why Neal was never at home, and as to why Neal never picked up his cell phone, and I didn't get one, so that was kind of annoying. Because of that, she could only talk to the Neal from 1998, and because she was missing Neal, she would just talk to 1998 Neal. She didn't have, any other Neal to talk to. But that is kind of annoying that the real Neal, or the now Neal, was never available without any explanation. Now I'm going to read a bit that I found really interesting. Georgie asked Neal more questions about the railroad detectives. She could tell he wanted to talk about it, apparently considering the job more seriously than she'd ever realized. She tried not to draw attention to the obvious problem with his career plan, that it would mean moving to Omaha, and Georgie was never going to move to Omaha. She was going to work in TV. Neal knew that, and TV meant Los Angeles. Part of her just wanted to tell him, this isn't going to happen. We stay in California. You hate it, but you grow your own avocados, so that's something. You like a house, you picked it out. You said it reminded you of home, something about hills and high ceilings and only one bathroom. And we're close to the ocean, close enough. And you don't hate it, not like you used to. Sometimes I think you like it. You love me by the ocean and the girls. You say it sweetens us, pinks our cheeks and curls our hair. And if you don't come back to me, you'll never see what a good dad you are. So here Georgie has to choose between career and love. She wants to work in TV, that means living in Los Angeles, but Neal hates Los Angeles. He wants to live in Omaha. It means working a lot. She gets home late. She leaves early. And she never sees Neal or the kids. And Neal misses her. And I think the choice between career and love is a very interesting one. I was rooting for her to choose career because that's the type of person I am. I was like, you're not gonna give up your amazing job because Neal is being a baby about it. But on the other hand, that might be wrong. I don't know, I think it depends on what makes you happiest, but Georgie is already in this relationship. She has been for a long time. She's a mother of two children. Maybe at this point, you have to give up on what makes you happiest and have to also think about your family. So that's kind of the thing that she's dealing with, and I think that is a really interesting dilemma that you don't, at least I don't see that often in books. I could also make a point about how for men, they can choose career and be very absent from their families, and that is more accepted than if a woman does it, but the book actually kind of makes that point. I like it. Rainbow Rowell is a feminist. I think. Yes, so we have these two timelines. She's on the phone with Neal, talking to Neal from 1998, and that's intertwined with Georgie's flashbacks, so we really get a good picture of Neal and Georgie in 1998 and Neal and Georgie in 2013. So Neal drives from Omaha to Los Angeles in one day without stops to propose to her. Now Neal is in Omaha and Georgie cannot, for whatever reason, which is kind of annoying, reach him. So she gives up on the big TV project and flies to Omaha on Christmas. And she's thinking to herself, I could call Neal, but he's already on his way in 1998 to me as she gets her stuff to go to the airport. So those two things are happening on the same day, on the same time, just different years. And I think that's a really good way to completely connect the two timelines. And I really appreciated that extra step to connect those timelines. So this book, it just feels like a romantic comedy film, especially one of those where you run to the airport to catch your love right before they fly off. It's that type of rom-com, just with a magic phone, obviously. So I would recommend this book